Steve Harvey just exposed P. Diddy even further. He's taking him under hell. He's taking him below the fiery pits. P. Diddy has been cooked. And now Steve Harvey is just flipping and dipping and whipping and dipping a little bit more.
Magnified back there. So now you're just not a good person. You know, man, you can't run it like that, because now you got to pay. And the thing about sin is, sin costs you more than you want to pay, and it make you stay longer than you want to stay. And that's what he in now. And he had the power to do whatever you want to do, but just because you can do something don't mean you should. You got money. I have some money. But bruh, I take this money home. This ain't the time to spread it all over Dubai. No, that ain't how it work, man. And then you get to have this life that you have because you played within the rules. You were a decent guy. Chris Fade is a decent guy. It's no way you get to this level and you're not a decent guy. You're not mistake-free, but you're a decent guy. You know, you've asked God for forgiveness. You know, you've said, I'm sorry to some people. Yeah. You've apologized. That's how you get through life. If you don't do that, man, you got to go to prison.
So he says Diddy needs to start really apologizing and stop trying to sway these allegations and stop trying to say that you shouldn't be in prison. And it looks like Diddy has responded. Diddy has heard Steve Harvey's message and he gave him a response. You know, he really gave him a response.
I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry.
Hey man, that sounds like a new leaf. He did it just saying, I'm so sorry. He looks sincere. He's talking about asking God for, you know, redemption and forgiveness. He said he's going to therapy and rehab and really trying to get his mind straight. That sounds like, you know, that sounds like Diddy actually is listening to what Steve Harvey had to say. So that's a fair bone. I didn't know that P. Diddy respected Steve Harvey like that. That's kudos to Steve Harvey, because Steve Harvey has had his own allegations. Steve Harvey actually goes into talking about, you know, the best ways to move around and what he tells his, you know, his kids about working in the entertainment industry and in life. And he has some really good tips that, you know, not could only be used for P. Diddy, but could be used for all of us, actually.
Raise my son to at least be gentleman. Be a gentleman. Be fair. You know, don't talk to women that way. Treat women with kindness and respect. If you're that guy, you'll survive that area. Most of us do. And then if you're not that guy, you won't survive that area. He's in prison right now because you've been Puffy. You've been watching it. You turn into Puffy. If you don't respect it, you're going to do some time. You understand? And he was old enough to really get it together, but he didn't.
Why do you think that with Diddy? Is it because you're living a life where there are no boundaries? You get whatever you want whenever you want. You've done everything you possibly have, and there are no boundaries. So you just keep going further and further?
Yeah.
Is that why you think?
Yeah, you have to, like I said, you have to practice acts of kindness. You've got to be a gentleman through it all. I'm not saying, look, man, dude's gonna have more than one chick. Okay, cool, I got that right there. But you don't have to be abusive with it and abrasive with it. And like, you know, Puffy was doing all this, but boy, let me tell you something, man. And he was getting away with a lot. But when that video came out,
the one in the hotel room, you mean?
bro, that's like you sitting there going, wait a minute, hold on, man. What you doing? I mean, bro, for you to be a public figure, wrap a towel around yourself and run down a public hallway, not knowing who's at that elevator. It could have been other people at the elevator. But you go around there and there's no one at the elevator, and that's your reaction to this girl? Yo, bruh. So now, that's what we caught on tape. That's the one that's on tape. That's the one that's out in the public in front of the elevator.
You know, once you reach those levels of power and you got all the world's eyes on you, you really got to move a little bit different. I mean, yes, you're now the powerful man in the room. Yes, all the women want to bow at your feet. Yes, all the other men want to be you. You got the money, you got the cars, you got the houses, you got the notoriety. You say jump, they say how high. Once your ego gets big off of who you became in the program, you start abusing your power. And that's what happened to Diddy. And Steve Harvey saying, like, when you get into those positions of power, you got to still remain a gentleman. You still got to treat people with respect, because if you let your ego get too high, then, you know, you'll end up in jail just like Diddy. Well, click that notification bell, because I'm going to be bringing you more mail. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think about this whole situation. Steve Harvey exposing the wrongs that Diddy did a little bit more, just kind of explaining the process. P. Diddy coming out and saying, hey, I'm in therapy. Hey, I'm over here going to rehab. I'm gonna come out a better man. I'm gonna rewrite my narrative when it comes to who Diddy is. He says he's taking all responsibility for everything that happened, and he's gonna come out a new man. So, hey, Steve Harvey, kudos to you. You get a golf clap, because you out here spreading some positive advice that, you know, could change a lot of lives out there, because, you know, there's a lot of content creators who are coming up in this space. We see it with Dean the Great, Adrian Broner, Neon. You know, we see the light in their eyes. They're getting this newfound power, and sometimes they don't know what to do with it once they have it. I think MF Doom said, free power corrupt. Oh, no, nothing but power corrupts power. Absolutely. Go ahead and do your duty, man. Shouts out to MF Doom, man. But anyways, man, I'll see you in the next video.